What up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, and today we're going to be talking about watch this video before you build acoustic panels. Now you might be saying to yourself, okay, why am I building acoustic panels? Well, there's many different reasons to build acoustic panels. 1, you're a podcaster. 2, you're a videographer. 3, you want your home theater system to sound awesome. That's why you want to do acoustic panels. Now, what are acoustic panels? Acoustic panels are a way to kill the sound in your house, so you don't sound like this during the whole time. And it deadens the sound, so when you go to podcast, when you go to do video, when you go to watch a movie, you've got the best sound possible, and it also can help. So if you have a hard time hearing what your friends or other people in the room are saying, sometimes putting in the acoustic panels will change the way the room reacts. And therefore, you'll be able to hear each other a lot better. And it's really cool. Here, let me show you. So let's go, we got my little drawing pad up here. So let's say this is you, a little in the corner, and this is your room. Nice little square room. We won't get it complex or anything like that. When you talk, you project that way. You go forward. So when sound goes, it goes, and think of it like that screensaver you used to see on Microsoft Windows. If it had an unlimited life, it would just keep bouncing like this. As long as the walls have an ability to do that, it'll just keep bouncing. You want to kill that idea, so you put up acoustic panels. Now, there's 2 types of acoustic panels. You have the diffusers, and then you have the absorbers. And the absorbers, of course, will absorb, and diffusers will diffuse. Let me show you some examples of some diffusers here. This is a standard diffuser panel. You might have seen these in a lot of different studios, little bits of bumps. And the idea is when the sound comes in, and it gets diffused in different directions. So it might go this way, it might go this way, it might go up, it might go down, and that separates the sound, so it diffuses it out, so it disappears. Here's another one. You might, if you're a child of the 70s that went into a soundproof room, you might have seen this. Yeah, it's the egg carton plastered on the wall. These are diffusers. These diffuse the sound, so it makes it easier to hear different things or to kill some sound. So these are the different types of diffusers that you can get, and I have a few of them up on my wall. In fact, let me show you here. You'll have to forgive the lighting here. So we have on the far side excuse me, the blue right behind the light, that's technically a diffuser, and that really is just an old camping comforter that I found at a garage sale for $2. I got a couple of them in this room. You can also go down to the store and get one of these pads that you put over your bed. It does diffuse, and I have these diffusers simply straight out from my vocals. So let's go back to this one right here. So if you put a diffuser, we'll just do that. And we'll do a diffuser, and you've seen many different diffusers. In fact, I just did a video at Infocom, and they had this type of diffuser. If you've ever been in a room like that, that's a full diffused room. And if it's from head to floor, it's very quiet in there. It's pretty cool. So you take this diffuser, next thing you know, your sound is going to go this way, this way, this way, this way, and then it won't come back. It'll be way too weak of a signal to come back to you to create echo. So a diffuser is a nice way for your sound to stop. The other way is the absorber. Now, this is what a lot of these do-it-yourselfers are showing you to build on YouTube. And they buy this big lumber and these saws, and they cut, and then they buy burlap, or they buy this and that and the other thing, and then they build these frames, and they put cork behind it and put it on the wall, and it's like, oh my goodness. That's crazy. If this is your wall right here, an absorber needs to have a gap between the wall and the absorber. So when the sound comes in, that'll be our sound right there. it comes in, goes in through the absorber, and it kind of gets trapped. So it kind of all of a sudden bounces here and here, and a little bit comes back out, but not as much. And it just keeps bouncing until it's completely absorbed. And yeah, you want to have different types of cloths, different types of fabrics in there that'll help absorb the sound. There's many different ways to get it. Let me show you some absorbers here. This technically is also an absorber, but it's the diffuser. Any type of clothing, for example, you know, this nice shirt, this is an absorber. In fact, I always tell people, if you're first time podcasting and you need a really quiet room, if you've got even a 2-door slide closet, get in there with the microphone and just broadcast, record from there. If I do this, you're going to hear a lot different sound than it's right here. If you want to get a little bit creative, go down to the craft store and just buy yourself some curtains. There we go. These are nice thick curtains. These are called blackout curtains. They're meant, you put them up on your windows so when you want to sleep, you've got it. And of course, once again, you put that right in front of it, and you might be able to tell the difference. I know I can tell the difference from this slightly bouncy room to a very dead sound, and just by having this in front of me like this. Going back to the craft store, they always say, you know, cars are always a great example of sound control devices, because if you didn't have this type of material in your car would sound horrible. You'll have loud cars. This kills a lot of that sound. In this room, as you saw, I had windows. And in fact, that's where that blackout curtain was, because I just redesigned the studio. So with blackout curtains, you can actually put this in front. I do have the Venetian blinds. They are definitely helping a little bit, but they're more of a hard surface than they are a soft surface. So sound is getting in there. It is bouncing around a little bit and then coming back out. And if you've got noisy neighbors revving their cars or playing the music, it's going to come through. That's all that can happen. You really got to get rid of the windows. Maybe go down in the basement and build yourself a sound room. Now you can also put something on the window. Of course, that's going to cover and take out the light. Many different things, as you can see, we've got on Amazon here, including this stuff right here. I've got these in panel form, and basically it's just cloth with a reflective area. This is nice for video because then you can use the reflective side as light bouncing, so you can brighten up the room a little bit better. But if you want to have something that's actually going to push the light through, 2 ways you can do that. One is you can use something like this and then cut out smaller holes, and then use like plexiglass to bring the light through and help with the sound control. Another thing you can try is these plexiglass sheets. There's also film that you can put onto windows. That some film actually allows for sound deadening, because it's not like glass. It's got a porous side, so it can do some sort of sound absorption, at least not reflection from a window. But you've got many different options. This is a piece of acrylic you can put right in front of the window. That way you get some light through. And it can also help with cooling down rooms during the summer and keeping them warm in the winter. Now, I'm going to show you some easy stuff. This is the easiest thing that you can get. It saves you a whole ton of time. It saves you a whole ton of money. And it's pretty easy. And that's this. These are canvas prints. Stretched canvas. You can go down to any local craft store and you can get these, and they usually have these, you know, they want to sell them, so they sell them, then they say 50% off. So these were like $2 or $3 each, and I have these in my living room, and I use them because I have the living room with a whole bunch of film canisters, old film canisters, and then this kind of gives it the look of a film strip. So, but these are small and can be put anywhere. And of course, you can have a design. Now, this is a nice blue design. As you saw over here on the wall, let's go back here. I have another canvas, which actually also doubles as a green screen chroma key. And I use that for many years for different projects. And that's a nice big canvas. Price on that, I believe, was around $50 for the canvas and about $5 for the paint. and I just had to put on 2 or 3 coats of paint. But if you really want to get interesting, all you have to do is go down to your local paint night, get a nice little canvas like this. This is Zoe, the 3 Zoes that Jennifer painted a while ago. And the cool thing about this is with canvas and the paint, this acts as a really nice absorber of sound. And there is a gap in the back. You can still put in more of a gap so it stays further away from the wall. They always say about 1 inch to 1.5 inches away from the wall will help really just capture the sound to stop it. But these canvas prints, paint night, you can have a lot of fun and have a really cool design in your house. There's lots of different ways to do it, but there's another thing that you have to think about, and that is you want something other than cloth in your design. That's where wood comes in. In fact, as a drummer, I know this, mahogany gives really nice low tones. Birch is a nice high tone. A maple gives you a nice warm sound. So if you put in maple wood planks in your sound area, it will give you a nice warm feedback when in certain frequencies. Even in a home theater system, if you walk in any studio that knows what they're doing, that main area is not made up of all cloth panels like that. It's made up of a combination of cloth and wood. And you look on the floor, it's usually all wood floors with a nice carpet on it to give it the diffusion, to give it the absorption, and give it a little bit of warmth coming back. So it's not all about just putting up something on the wall. It's about putting up something that will actually move the sound in the right direction so it sounds a lot better, and you end up with an awesome product. And that's whether you're recording something, whether you're editing something, or whatnot. It's all about that sound control, and sometimes that sound control needs to also have something to come back. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me. Geekazine, Think Magazine, put in the Geek, Facebook Geekazine, of course, YouTube Geekazine, LinkedIn Geekazine, all the, everywhere you go, you can find Geekazine. And I'll help you understand how your system, how your room really works. Because I also showed you a square room, and even this studio room is not square, and so sound bounces in different directions. So hopefully this helps on your sound crafting for your podcasting, for anything that you do that deals with sound. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. This has been, watch this before you build acoustic panels for your podcast, for your video stuff. Go down to your store and check it out and see what you can do to build the best panels possible. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys geek out and take care.